We got football tonight and tomorrow night and all day Saturday and all day Sunday and Monday night. Need I go on? If you haven't downloaded the Hard Rock Bet app yet, what are you waiting for? Make today the day. If you think football season can't be any more fun, you are mistaken. It can actually be more fun, especially if you had Miami money line over Notre Dame, as this guy did. I'm telling you, you got to download the Hard Rock Bet app today. Wait no longer. In fact, refer your friends to Hard Rock Bet. You'll both score a bonus bet up to $50. That's up to $50 for you and up to $50 for them. Bet together, win together, roll with us on Hard Rock Bet. Of course, there's everything. There's baseball, there's European soccer, there's anything you want to bet on is pretty much right there at your fingertips. Make sure you follow Hard Rock Bet on social media as well. They're a good follow. You'll see some of the huge tickets they pay out. So make sure you download the Hard Rock Bet app today. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Gino Torretta is in
Who's
the
not
great
on the
city.
Hard Rock Bet commercial. I was a little disappointed. There's a lot of guys.
A lot of UM guys on that Hard Rock commercial. I was waiting
the
for
most
you.
decorated cane isn't on there. I'm just saying.
Let me talk to my people.
You can call my agent Mark Hockman. Get me on the commercial.
Before we talk football with Gino, I remind you the best place to get geared up with Canes merch this season is Caneswear in Davie or online at caneswear.com. Gino, the Heisman Trophy winner, joins us on Thursdays. He's in Chicago right now. He's going to be in Ames, Iowa on Saturday on the call for Touchdown Radio, Iowa State. How's Chicago, the greatest city in the country?
You know what the shocking thing is? 55 degrees this morning in Chicago.
Wow.
55. It is. It might be 68 now, but I had to put a sport coat on just to stay warm. So it is glorious. No, I had some gabagool earlier though. I had the Italian sub. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm Paulana's Meat Market. Went to our boy Bish's spot. They gave me the Italian.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. So did the Hurricanes, you were there, you were doing the game for Touchdown Radio. Did the Hurricanes put everyone on notice Sunday night that, hey, Carson Beck is legit. This line is legit, both sides of the line, and they've got weapons at receiver, and this team is a legit contender?
Well, I think there were some questions answered. I don't think there was a question of offensive line or defensive line. I think that, we talked about it last week. That was the strength of the team. The question was going to be top 6 pass catchers were gone. Who's going to be the top pass catcher this year? We saw a 17-year-old kid who is just an absolute bud and star in waiting. And he ain't waiting. To come out and have that game then. And I think our secondary, answered the bell. There was a lot of questions after last year, where our defense didn't play that well, but defense played well. And I'm fairly certain this analyst told you heat and humidity were going to be a factor in that game. And in the third quarter, when you're busting out popsicles on the sidelines, heat and humidity, you could not prepare for how hot it was in that game.
DBJ did tell us that. You're correct.
I will say this, Hawk. Props to the Miami fans. We always get bad press, but there was only some blue smattering up in the upper decks. I thought I was just going back to the Orange Bowl when they played Penn State and the Notre Dame fan just descended on Hard Rock. Man, the Miami fan held true. I think there was a lot of tickets maybe for sale online, but they priced them so high. They priced everybody out of the market, and they still came to the game. It was awesome to see. Best environment.
They had a home field advantage when
best environment I've ever seen in that stadium.
Yes,
best home field.
When Miami fans show up, that stadium, because people, it's antiseptic. It's not like the Orange Bowl. When fans are there, that is a loud crowd.
One of the students, I thought one of the signs, I got a chuckle, but I thought it was kind of mean. It was like, we're going to burn you, Notre Dame. And it had pictures of the Notre Dame Cathedral
Too
over in
soon.
Europe. And I'm
Too
like,
soon.
Yeah.
oh, that's not right.
Too soon.
I saw one of the students below you, Gino, must have paid $5 for a old number 13 Gino Torretta jersey
You
from
see
a
that?
vintage
I see. It
shop.
was
Yeah.
like, I didn't know what to post. I was like, props to the guy wearing my jersey down there. I should have put like, where's Waldo?
Gino, is it too early from what you saw yesterday? And I know, look, there's a lot of football left to play, right? Because I mean, Bethune is Bethune,
Definitely
but
wasn't yesterday, by the way.
I'm sorry, Sunday. You've got
I understand that maybe on Monday or Tuesday, but I mean, we're all the way to Thursday.
we've got USF and then the two big ones, UF and Florida State. But from what you saw in that game, is it fair to say this is the best roster Mario Cristobal has had in Miami since he got here?
Oh yeah. No, I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, is Carson Beck going to be as good as Cam Ward? I mean, those are obviously huge shoes to fill just on one position basis, but based on that performance, it looks like, the O line has been the strength. The D line, Mesidor and Bain were just absolute beasts. And then the new DC was aggressive at times, and he got to him. And I think, one of the other things I thought in the game, we talked about the environment and the noise. Um, the end of the game, they needed to run a 2-minute drill, and you saw a redshirt freshman quarterback making his first start on the road, and he couldn't get plays off. I mean, that's home field advantage, but that's also repetition, and he doesn't have a lot of. Now, I would have had the same concern with Carson Beck because he's only practiced in the last month because of his elbow injury. He's not really taking a lot of 2-minute drill reps. So I was happy that it was on their side. They were the ones that had to come back at the end to tie or win the game. Um, but I would, yeah, there's no question this roster is the best that Mario's had. I mean, that's what you would expect, right? After 3-4 years of recruiting.
My fear is they've got Bethune-Cookman this Saturday. Then they've got USF.
Or if you listen to McAfee, he said Boston College, but hey,
He's BCU.
BC, the Bethune logo looks similar to BC and BC, which not
funny.
anywhere close. But anyway, go ahead.
So they've got Bethune-Cookman. Then they've got Florida.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Then they've got USF. Then they've got Florida. Then they've got FSU. And I am nervous that USF game is a trap game because they're going to get past Bethune and they're going to be focused on Florida and Florida State. And that USF game could end up being textbook trap game.
I would say no, because USF beat the brakes off of Boise State, who was a ranked team.
So they won't overlook.
And I think that there'll be enough game film where you gotta put some respect on USF. I mean, they came out and played well. I mean, and so the plus they got a couple of our alumni. Kevin Patrick, one of my old teammates, our D line coach. Van Dyke is their secondary coach. I mean, you add in that little extra incentive of coaching against your alma mater. I don't think there's an opportunity for a trap game there. I think there's an opportunity that we got to keep all our guys healthy for that stretch because, Florida's got a bunch of talent. USF has shown they have some talent. FSU just manhandled Alabama at the line of scrimmage last week. So, but maybe this is back to the good old days where the big three are rolling and the best one wins the national championship.
Man, would that be fun? Any concerns over Arch Manning?
Awesome. He had a bad game. I think that
you don't put too much weight on one game.
I don't. I mean, I look at it like this. I think that obviously he's on the road. Any other quarterback, you go on the road, they're very conservative. Heck, look at the Miami Notre Dame game. At some point in the second half, I said Notre Dame has picked a young redshirt freshman quarterback. Okay, that's your guy. That's your situation, right? At some point in time, you have to let him throw the ball past the line of scrimmage. Like, you can't just keep throwing sideways crap over and over again and expect huge results downfield. And I think Miami got conservative as well, and
Oh, they totally did.
Beck didn't make any mistakes. I think, they were on the road. They were conservative. They didn't want him to make mistakes. He made one mistake. Did he pressure himself? Yeah, but let's be honest. No, Ohio State won the national championship last year. They're pretty damn good. And I think chalk it up to a bad game. And listen, last year Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame in week 2. Is there going to be a team that laid an egg in week 1 that makes the playoffs? Probably. So it is what it is. You move on. I mean, all I can go on. The head coaches everywhere in college football are paid a lot of money, and they are not going to trot some guy out there in a starting position, especially quarterback, if they don't think that guy can win games for them or gives them the best chance to win games, right?
One other before we're out of time here. Speaking of head coaches making a lot of money, Bill Belichick. We all watched his debut. It was a great first drive, and then the wheels kind of came off there. Is that concerning if you're UNC? Like, and again, I'm talking about administrators and those who brought him there, because you could see him not wanting to put up with that kind of performance for very long. And I don't see how there's an alternative to putting up with something other than that, because that's your talent level.
Yeah, well, I would say this. The concerning thing for North Carolina, and I think you hear me say it, you hear Channing say it, it comes down ultimately to the Jimmies and the Joes between the white lines. And you can have a great scheme, and I'm sure Bill Belichick had a great scheme, but when you ain't got the dudes out there, that are great players, that's going to happen like it did. And it was what I thought, man, TCU looked like they were a gear faster. It looked like a different level of football to me watching that game. And if I was a North Carolina fan, I would be very concerned, not because of who the coach is, but because of the 100 guys on scholarship that need to be revamped.
All right, Gino Torretta. He's got Iowa State on Touchdown Radio on Saturday, and he will. So when are you leaving Chicago today?
I am flying to Des Moines tomorrow morning, and Des Moines is about 40 minutes south of.
Guy like you fly private?
What's that?
Guy like you fly private?
I don't fly private because I own the company, but I fly a little bit better than Lee Corso, apparently, who's flying Southwest Airlines. I mean, the guy's 90 years old in his last episode, and ESPN can't send a private jet for the last freaking show,
isn't it? Corso, like that seemed like what are you doing there?
That's I mean, like, I would have been embarrassed when the gate agent posted that. If you're ESPN or ABC or Bob Iger, the CEO, I'm like, come on, dude. The guy's 90 years old. Take care of him. It's his last episode.
How about Belichick doing the post-game press conference instead of in front of some Party City balloons? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, I gotta tweet you this.
I saw a couple of things posted where his girlfriend, I don't know what the hell she's walking around in, attire or shoes, but like it didn't look like it was a very comfortable pair of Air Jordans or something like that. It was like, I'm like, dude, you're at a football game.
Sideline.
Yeah. Put a pair of tennis shoes on and walk around. It looked like she couldn't even walk in the shoes.
Wait till I send you Belichick speaking at the post-game press conference. For whatever reason, they decided a balloon display was appropriate because it was a festive, opening night of football under the Bill Belichick era, and it looks ridiculous. And they were saying, like, hey, maybe on the 41st unanswered point, someone should think to take the balloons down before Belichick goes to the podium, but I'm going to text that.
I got something. I'm sure you saw it. I don't know. My buddy sent me. I'm not on Facebook. It was some cartoon of Michael Jordan and Bill Belichick, and there was a hot tub involved or something like that. And I was like, man,
talk about star power, though. You can bring out
the internet. The internet is undefeated, dude. You can't win.
You ain't lying. All right, Gino. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah. See you guys.